talk about Kaleb House. How did it get its start? When did it get its start? And what do you all do on a daily basis?
Okay, so Kaleb House started actually with our founder. He has another ministry called Grindstone Ministries, and it's a construction and disaster relief ministry. And so, what they were doing many years ago was helping another organization that does work with trafficked children as well with their restoration facility. And so, they were doing like HVAC, fixing flooring, and all that stuff to help them become operational. And basically, what happened is when he was there, God placed it on his heart very strongly that he's to do the same thing. And trafficking had never been on his radar before. You know, most good people, we don't like to think about that kind of stuff, anyways. And so it wasn't something he ever really thought about until that moment. And basically, time has gone on and teams have been built. And so he knew that he couldn't like say no to God when God's telling him to do this. And that's how Kaleb House kind of got started, was the initial idea placed on his heart. Then he started sharing with friends and people who he knew through his ministry. And then from that point on, it's grown from there. So Kaleb House is a restoration house for trafficked children. And what we do is we take children in from those horrible situations and bring them into a loving home-like environment. So they're going to be with house parents. They're not going to just be in a room by themselves alone or anything like that. They will be in a family-like environment that is healthy for them. And so these children will be able to come in, and there's children that we are already working with, and they come into this process. And what we do is we provide them with therapy. We also provide them with the opportunity to have like jujitsu instructions. So to help with that anger and aggression and, you know, how to properly channel the anger for what you've been through. So we do that. So they have the mental side with therapy, they have the physical side with jujitsu, and then there's also still the spiritual side of things. So we show them the love of God. We pour into them, read the Bible with them and everything else, and to show them that God loves them. He's the one who saved them. Yes, we're the physical entities here helping, but he's still there and he's still showing his love through us for them. And so there's the, like I said, mental, physical, and spiritual side of things. There's also the judicial side of things as well, too. So we don't want these bad guys to hurt any more children. And so what we do is we work with law enforcement in whatever area that we may be involved in to get these bad guys behind bars so that they can never do this again. And so, sorry, go ahead.
No, how do you find them, or how do they find you?
So far what it's been is people have heard about us, and they've reached out to us. Law enforcement can reach out to us and let us know things that have happened. Other organizations, so there's been a lot of times where I, as like the event and fundraising manager, I also go in and talk to other organizations, because other organizations may receive those kind of children in the sense of like abuse or things like that, but they can't take them because of the way their facility is set up. So we want other organizations to know that, hey, we are here as well too, that we can help you out. We can take care of these children. And even in the situation of like women and children. So we also do take in women who they and their children have been abused, and we provide them with a safe home to live in. And so a lot of times, again, facilities can only take in like grown women and grown men or just children. Well, since we have the home environment, we are able to place them in a safe home. And then they can, again, the mom receives therapy, the children receive therapy. We even work with like the mothers to find them employment once they are ready to be able to get to that point. So we provide for the family's entire needs up until they are able to start taking steps to take care of themselves. And so again, like with the moms, finding employment, but employment that allows them to still be mom and still be with their children and to still take care of them, because they're still going through so much. This isn't like a 3-week program or 1 year. We're with these kids until they feel like they don't need us anymore.
So this is for kids who have been rescued from trafficking, or is it domestic situations, or both?
It's predominantly we focus on trafficking. So in the situations that we've currently had, we've had people trafficking women and children. So we focus predominantly on the trafficking side of things, because there is unfortunately only around 430-ish beds in the entire country for child survivors of trafficking. And so there's not a lot of facilities that are focusing on that restoration side of things. There's tons of awareness. There's the recovery side as well too. But then what happens to these children after they're recovered? 432 beds. There's like 46 kids a day taken into trafficking. That's not like in the US alone. So that's not very equal proportion. So that's why we focus on the trafficking side of things. So
what has to happen to improve that? Does there need to be more awareness made, or is it maybe just a financial thing that it's hard to financially support one of these houses?
It's easier to do awareness because you're not getting involved in the nitty gritty, in the hard side of things, in the side that like really tears at you. And so I think it's one of those things that there actually needs to be, there's plenty of, for what we do, we are completely privately funded, business, like individual businesses, individual donors. We don't receive any government grants or anything like that. Want to support organizations like this is absolutely out there. We just finished up a fundraiser that just blew my mind in support. And so the want to support these kind of things is out there. It's just people's desire to wanting to get into that hard side of things and wanting to create more facilities like this. Like the goal with Kaleb House is we have our initial campus and facility right now that's under construction. Our goal is to be nationwide. And so we're going to continue building Kaleb House campuses all over the country until we have enough houses to basically house everybody that we possibly can.
We don't mention the location, and there's a good reason for that. Talk about that for a second.
So bad people want to continue doing bad things. Most of the time, abusers who are abusing or trafficking children, they're getting money for this, obviously, trafficking. There's an exchange of goods. And so when these people get the children taken away, they typically want those children back. And again, we do work with the judicial system to get them behind bars, but we don't share the location because we want those children safe. We want those children to know that doesn't matter what's going on judicially with the bad guy that was hurting you, he doesn't know where you're at. So we don't ever share the location of our facility.
Has awareness helped reduce the number of trafficked children, or are we even getting close to seeing a light at the end of the tunnel here?
Not yet. No, it is still, I think it's $150 billion industry a year. And it is, I did some stats last time. I do believe it was with the using like the size, not literally the Super Bowl, but the stadium the Super Bowl was in, we could fill like trafficking victims like for like a year every day or something like that. It's more people are being aware of it. I think more people, it's coming to light because of like movies and stuff like that and different foundations that are raising awareness. So it is important to still raise awareness, but there has to be that recovery and restoration as well too, because people who are trafficked tend to then abuse up to 82 more victims. And so if we have someone who's trafficked and they get out, but they're not restored, then they potentially have 82 more victims that they're lining up. So part of our mission is to break generational curses. And that's part of it. We want to restore these individuals that come to us, no matter, little kid or older teenager or whatever, so that they are not creating more victims, so that they come out and become happy, productive adults that are sharing the word, are involved in the community, becoming business owners and things like that, and being an advocate against this versus creating victims.
I'm sure you've had some really nice success stories already.
Yeah. So one of the most beautiful stories that I've heard so far, and our founder shares this regularly, but he talks about some of the children that were in our care came up to some of the individuals that work with them through our victim services department, and the children asked them, what do you do? Like, what's your degree background? What's your education? What's your work history? What do you do? And they're like, oh, God placed us here. Like, this is kind of, it's not like any of us were like specifically trained like to do this kind of stuff or whatever. It was, there is different job backgrounds and stuff like that that have absolutely helped, especially within our victim services department. But they're like, no, we're just normal everyday citizens that just are taking a stand against us. And the kids asked, well, and they asked why the kids were asking this, and they're like, well, we want to do what you do. We still have friends back home being hurt, and we want to save them. And so that's one of the really beautiful things about this is these children, again, are seeing the love of God through the people on our teams interacting with them. And they're seeing that there's a different way of life. There's a different course, and that they can be advocates for people who've been in their situation. And now these children are wanting to be like our guys and go out and save other kids, which is fantastic.
What's the easiest way to find out more information about Kaleb House? And I'm assuming that donations are needed.
Yes. Yes. So kalebhouse.org, it's Kaleb with a K, Kaleb, house.org. Is our website, and you can find out a bunch of different information on the website about the organization, about our mission statement, our goals, things like that, and a little bit of our story. It does have a donation link on the website. We are also on Facebook and Instagram as well too, so you can follow us on social media, and we share updates and things like that. And we do share like awareness posts and everything as well too, to help inform people about what's going on, and also like safety tips, like how to keep you and your children safe, specifically like women at the store. How do you keep you and your children safe while you're at the store, and everything like that.
Sarah, thank you so much. Bless you guys for doing this.
Well, thank you for having me on.